Hello and welcome back, everyone. It's puzzle time once again with Sudoku Sleuth, and we have what looks like another fantastic construction ahead of us. Now, just before I actually unveil what the puzzle is for today, the way I came up with this thumbnail is essentially the name of the puzzle is actually Licc, or, well, I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, that's Licc. But I read a comment when I was actually looking at the puzzle that said it looked like musical notes. And if I put it on the screen now, I don't think you can unsee it once somebody points it out. So the way that I've sort of kind of imagined this is essentially these kind of box lines is the end of a musical sheet, a bar. And then you end up seeing that we've actually got 5 lines, and the musical notes can either be on the line or in between the line. And you've got essentially almost like, semi-quavers, quavers. It's like in 2/2 time with 2 beats for it. And it's just, yeah, I can't unsee it now. I don't know if the constructor, LeaVulpina, actually intended this to be the case. But I hope if you are reading if you are commenting or seeing this channel at all, please do enlighten us. I am certainly very curious and would love to hear your thoughts about it in the comments below of whether this is intended to be a musical sheet or not. Well, enough of a ramble from my side. Let's take a look at the rule sets. So, normal Sudoku rules apply. So that means the digits 1 to 9 in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. We're very familiar with that part. Now, digits along grey thermometers strictly increase from the bulb to the tip. So you can see we have 1 thermo, 2, 3, 4, 5, well, clearly not that part, 6, 7 of them in this puzzle. Now, for clarity, it says thermos always travel upwards, and the tips of the 4 thermo-bulbs in columns 2, 3, and 4, so that's group here, this group here, is row 2, column 5, row 2, column 5. So essentially, that's meant to be one contiguous thermo is what that is saying. And so is this, and so is that. Okay, and it also explains that is the case down here with this group, that this is one thermo and this is a second one as well. Excellent. We also have 5 lines, or really 4 different colors, so let's take a look at what those mean. Adjacent digits on the green German whispers line differ by at least 5. We're fairly familiar with these, so if this is a 2, this has to be 5 or more away, so that's 7, 8, or 9. And then these would have to be 5 away, which could be 1, 2, 3, well, not 4, but I'll explain that probably as part of the solve. And you end up with this, oscillation between low digits, 1, 2, 3, or 4, high digits, 6, 7, 8, or 9, and then back to low, 1, 2, 3, 4, and repeat. Note, 5 does not belong on a German whispers line in today's rule. And you can see if I put a 5 in here, I would have to either have a 0 or a 10, neither of which is allowed. I can't even pencil mark in a 10. All right, next we have digits on the purple renban line form a sequence of consecutive digits in any order. So let me use an example here. If this is a 1, for example, at the bulb end of a thermometer, it means that on this set of consecutive digits in any order, I still need to place 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 on this 7-digit renban line, and 8 and 9 would be outside of it. So that's kind of the way to interpret renban lines, and particularly this one, given we have 7 digits, it means that there's going to be 2 outside of it. So either 1, 2, 2, 8, no, 1, 2, 1, 9, or 8, 9, as I've got in this example. Looking forward to that. Adjacent digits on the yellow line may not be consecutive. So if we have 5 in here, that means these cannot be 4 and 6, is the way I'm interpreting this. And then lastly, we also have adjacent digits on the red modulus line form a succession of 1 digit from 147, 1 from 258, and 1 from 369. Now, I'm not entirely certain, but I don't think it's necessarily dictating the order of this. So I don't know if it means that 147 has to be on the end, and then I guess 147 again, and then 147 again. I'm not going to interpret it as such. I'm going to say that it could be in any order, that the next group could be 369, for example, and the next group could be 2, 5, 8. And you end up with this sort of repeating group of 1, 4, 7, 3, 6, 9, 2, 5, 8. And you end up repeating those again with 3, 6, 9 in here and 2, 5, 8 in there. I think, commonly these would be called sort of entropy lines, where essentially they're from different groups of low, medium, and high. No, I don't know if that's the case, because that could be 1, that could be 3, that could be 2. So it could be 3 low digits in a row. But I think we've seen variants of this before, so it's not too unfamiliar, but I don't think we've specifically seen this type of construction before. At least nothing that I featured on this channel. And then last but not least, we have a digit separated by an x sum to 10, and not all x's are given. We really only have just the one domino here today. So plenty of rules, enough rule sets that I actually had to decrease the font size to fit it on the screen, but 0 digits from LeaVulpina, who has determined that we don't need any to be able to solve this today. Well, if you want to play along, link will be in the description down below, as usual. And with that said, let me restart the clock and see how we get on. So this is one extraordinarily long thermos. I really want to start here. Now, the maximum this could be would be a 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. That's a maximum of 4, therefore that's always going to be low. That's always going to be low. Now, I did say on a German whispers line that we could never have 5 on there. So this, whatever digit it is, this is a 5, joined with another high digit. And I say that because we've already placed all 4 low digits, so this is from 1, 2, 3, and 4. Although I can't put a 4 in the middle, because that would mean I'd have to surround it by 2 9s to be 5 away, and clearly break the Sudoku puzzle in as a result. So that's not 4, that's not 4. It does mean that there is a 9 on the end. And I'm also going to say I can't place a 6 in any of these because it's surrounded by 2 low digits. So if I try and put a 6 in here, I'd need a double 1, and again I'll break the puzzle. So the 6 is going to join the 5 outside. If I can type correctly, that's the 6, 5, 6 pair. There's a 4 in the middle. 9 can't be in the middle of a thermo because that would make that 10, and that would make that 11 at a minimum. So we know that this is the 9, we know that this is the 4, and we actually have our first digit. Now we've got, let's think about the 3 for a second. So I can put the 3 in one of 2 places. I can place it in here and make sure it's surrounded by 8, 9 to be 5 away. That's one option. I can't place it in there because that would require 8 and 9, and that would break. If I put it in here and put an 8, I think that's fine for the German whispers line, but I don't think it's fine because that becomes 9, that becomes 10. That's not going to work. So I think the 3 is forced. This has to be an 8. This has to be a 7. And unfortunately, the 1 and 2 work either way, I'm going to say. Yep. Okay. Now, if I remember, this was the maximum. This digit can be on this thermo, so I think the rest of it is force. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Fantastic. Which also helps us with determining the polarity of this German whispers line. And then again, we're going to have the 5 on the outside. Let's try that again. The 5 on the outside. And the 4 as well. Because again, if I try and place a 4 in any of these, I would need to surround it by 2 9s, which will break the puzzle. Now, I need to put the 3 next to an 8, 9 pair. And the 8 here, well, I can place it No, I can't place it there either. If I place it 3, I would need to repeat the 8 in the row. If I place it in here, I would need to repeat the 9 in the row or in the box. This is the only place this could be a 3, and that's a 9. I think... No, I don't think this is true. The 6 can only be in one spot, and the 1, and the 2, and the 7. Am I doing this right? Is it really as forced as all of this? I just want to double check this. It's kind of surprising just how restricted it all is. So I think this one of these for sure is a 6. This 6 tells us it's on that side. And this has to be adjacent to a 1. I don't think there's any debate in there. Now the 1 could be next to basically anything, but we've already placed 6, 8, and 9 that can all see this cell. This has to be a 7. We've demonstrated why this has to be a 3. It's surrounded by 7, 8. That's not going to work. That's the 3. That has to be a 9. And therefore this has to be a 2. That has to be a 1. Okay. I'm satisfied with that. I want to think about... You see, I'm sure I can do a bunch of thermos, and maybe I should do some of the obvious ones such as these. So that's a 7, that can only be 8, that can only be 9. 9, and remember I said on this renban line means that these can only be from 1 and 2, though we're not able to resolve them just yet. 8 and 7 is just quite high. So even though this is 7, 6, and 5, the highest this can be is a 4, the highest this can be is a 2. So 1, 2, this could be 2, not 3, and 4. So that's fairly restricted. This can be as low, actually, and we actually have a 1, 2 pair in box 4. So that's known, that's a 4. This can't be a 1, this could be a 2, not 3, not 4. 5, not 6, and it can't be 7 because that would leave no room for this one. All right, so maybe the thermos is probably where I should be thinking about. Not 1, obviously, it has to be higher than 2. Has to be higher than 3, in fact. That's 4, 5, or 6, but not 7 because it sees that in the row. As 1 is already placed, again, that's not a 1. No, I don't know if it's worthwhile because, you know, this can go all the way up to 9. There's a reasonably high chance it is actually a 9 because you can see 9 is immensely restricted between just these two cells. So I don't know if I want to think about this thermo just yet. And yeah, this one is at the low end of 1, at the high end of 9, and not quite every digit, but, you know, a lot of digits. That could be 2, 3, 4, and 7. This is also a lot of digits. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That's, yeah. Okay, so what's next, I guess, is the question. Well, 1 and 2, looking at this one as well, that's got to be 5. Therefore, that's got to be 6. Right, maybe I should look at a bit more closely at box 5. Because 1 and 2, well, 2, because 1 is already placed. 2 can't be in any of these. Can't be up here. 2 is forced to be down here, making this a 1, 2, 1. Eight is on here for sure. It's either 8, 9, or 8 at the top, depending on what happens to this 9. 7. We already placed a 6. No, we've placed a 6 in the box already. That's not 6, that's 6. That's 5, that's 4. That's 5, that's 6. Right, let's finish this. So we need to place 3, 7, and 8, I'm going to say. That's got to be 3. You can see 7 and 8 are looking at it. And neither of these are 3. That's not an 8. That's a 7. That's an 8. That forces this 9. Let's just finish this box now. We've got 2, 3, 4, apparently. Except that's not a 2. That's not a 3. And that's all allowed. That's allowed. That looks fine. We're left with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We need to place 7 and 9. We know the orders of these. We can pencil mark what's in here now. We need to place 2, 4, and 5, I'm going to say. And therefore that's the 2. The 4, 5 pair. We need to place an 8 and a 3. I don't think we can resolve this at this time. Okay, that was worthwhile doing. Do you know what these are? No, not really. Maybe worthwhile. So just looking at the options for this, you know, can't be 1, can't be 3. It's 2, 4. It's not 5. It could be 6. It's quite restricted as well. This 10 pair must be restricted. So it's not 4, 6. It's not 1, 9. It's not 3, 7. So that's a 2, 8 pair. Unresolved. That's not a 2. You can see 2, 8. I mean, I was going to say that tells us where kind of the modulus is, but I think I can still place a 5 in here. So maybe what I should do is color these. I'll go for new colors. Green, yellow, and red. And it's time for us to actually think about what some of these can be. So can green be 147? I think first question. This could be a 1, this could be a 1, 2. So this could be 1, 7. This would have to be a 4. This would have to be a 1 because, sorry, yeah, we've got a 7 and we've placed a 4. Therefore, that's the only way this would work. 7, because we can see the, well, start here. 1, 7 sees this 4. This 7 can't be there, it has to be there. And therefore the 1 is here. So that's one option. This can't be 2, 5, and 8. You can see it all sees them. And then the other possibility is 3, 6, 9. Got 6 and 9 here. This would be the 3. This couldn't be a 3 either. Well, we've already placed a 3. And it has to be there. So this is either from 6 or 9. That 9 tells us this has to be the 6. Could that be the 9? No. So it is 1, 4, 7. That's a 7. That's a 4. That's a 1. That's a 2. That's a 1. Super. I am wondering if we have been given the order. I'm just not paying attention. So 2, 5, 8. Well, we've got a 2, 8 pair. That would be the 5. That would be the 2. Because we've already got an 8 in here and we've placed a 5. So that would be forced to be a 2. Could it be 3, 6, 9? Not here, because you can see 9, 6, and 3 all see this yellow cell. So that's not 3, 6, 9. That is in fact 5 and 2. And these are from 3, 6, 9, neither of which is a 3. You can see both of these see these red cells. So these are from 6 and 9. That's a 9 because of this 6 up here. And therefore that's a 6, changing that to be a 4. What are we left with? I believe 8 from 2, 5, 8. And 3 from 3, 6, 9. Last digit here would be the 1. So yeah, it is in the order as specified by Leah. Yeah. But if in doubt, you can still solve it yourself. So we need to place 3 and 9. That's a 9. That's a 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. We need 5, which is in 2 places. 6, also in 2 places. And 7. Well, that's a 7. That's 5, 6. This 3, 4 is now resolved. That's a 3. That's the 4. That's the 2. 5 and 6 are not resolved. That's a 5, 6 pair. What do we have in here? Well, the 5, 6, whatever this cell is in, is or isn't, it's not going to be up there. That's the other 5, 6, otherwise it would be adjacent. And this would be the remaining digit, which is a 3. Now, we also have to place in here 1 and 4. And until we know whether this is a 5 or 6, we don't know if this is the 4 or 1. Let's continue. We've got to place 2 and 8, as well as a 6, I'm going to say. Don't know the order of that. 2, 6, and 8. With definitely a 6 in here. 3, you can see, because of these two, has to be there. So that's the 3, that's the 8. We can actually pencil mark this. This is 7 and 4, I'm going to say. And this is a 2, 8 with a 1. And definitely a 1. I kind of didn't pencil mark the 1. Just taking a look at this non-consecutive line, I'm sure this is what we need to sort of complete the puzzle. It's just all the options sort of seem still available. You know, if this is a 1, that would be from 6 or 8. And then this would be a 2, I guess. 2, 6, 4, 6, 5. Yeah, lots of options still. Let's keep going. So we need a 7 and a 3, I believe. We know the order of that for a change. That's 3, 7. We need to place a 4, 5 alongside something. What is that something? No, we don't need a 4. That's a 4. These were resolved. So we know what these are. I need a 9 in here. I need something in here. 2. 2. That's neither of these are 2. There is now a 2 in here between these two, which means this couldn't have possibly been the 1. Otherwise, it would be consecutive next to the 2. So that's the 1, 4, 1. Therefore, not 2, 2, 6, 8. Kind of both allowed. 5, 6, both allowed. Let's see what this is. What do we need to place in here? We need an 8 somewhere together with a 5, I'm going to say. 5, 8. Yeah, that resolves. That can't be an 8. That's the 5. That's the 8. That's 6. That's 8. That's 6. That's 5. And to finish this up, that's a 7. And if I've not made any mistakes, I was going to say, but actually I haven't actually filled this in fully. 8, 2, 5, 6. And that's the solution. It's a fantastic puzzle. I mean, I'd say it's the first time I've really come across some sort of modulus line. I don't think I've seen them before. And they do play fairly interestingly. Consecutive lines or non-consecutive lines, also pretty much the same kind of constraint. It's fresh idea. Fantastic puzzle, Leah. Really looking forward for more from you, and thank you for constructing it and sharing it with us all. Hope you enjoyed today's video, and see you back for the next one. Bye for now.